Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Instagram because they've got another algorithm update. I'm really sick of saying algorithm update, and it's like a hard word for me to say too. I hate saying algorithm all the time, so why don't they just stop updating the dang algorithms? I don't understand. I think this really brings me to the first point that I really want to bring up here. Somebody asked me to do a video on this, on the new Instagram algorithm. This is the first point that I really want to bring up, is that the first thing that you need to be aware of is just that these platforms are always changing, for one, and for two, we don't own these platforms. I say this all the time, but I don't rely on my business success to come from any one place in particular. Like, yes, YouTube is a huge tool for me. Yes, Instagram is a huge tool for me. Facebook advertising is a tool for me, but I don't rely on one or the other. So I just like always want to stress that when I do these algorithm videos, because they change so frequently. It could be different tomorrow, to be completely honest. So the big things, there are three real big changes that now I can't stop saying it. There are three really big changes that Instagram has made to the algorithm. So first thing, interest. As you'll notice, if you're scrolling through your feed, if you like one thing, go to your explore page and you'll get like 5,000 of those. It's so irritating. So I watched the royal wedding last month, and I liked a couple of pictures of like Meghan's dress or whatever, like nothing like fanatical. And still right now, and I also follow Kensington Royal, still my entire explore feed is just like all Harry and Meghan Instagram accounts, Instagram pictures, like whatever. So these things are all kind of tied together and interwoven. It's based on who the person follows, what kind of content you're posting, which all has to do with like location and what hashtags you're using. So really, in terms of beating that, that's really just kind of a personal preference thing. I think I would just say make sure that you're creating really good content that people are going to engage with and like, because if they like one of your things, it's going to suggest those things in the explore feed of people similar to them and all of that stuff. So make sure that your content is good, and also just make sure that you are targeting the right people when you're doing engagement. So one of the big things about social media that a lot of people get wrong is they think that it's just like posting cool stuff, and if that was all it was, my job would be so easy, but it's also about kind of the outbound communication. So you have to actually go after, and I'm not saying spam people, but especially if you're a small business, you have to go after targeted accounts who would be interested in your product or service and engage with them, like their stuff, comment on their things. Again, not spam, and if you have an advertising budget, serve them ads up as well, but just community management, engaging with them. That's a huge part of social media. So make sure that you are doing that you're engaging with accounts that are similar to the topic that you post about. Next thing is timeliness. So this is another big change. They're not going back to the chronological, whatever, algorithm display that everybody wants them to. They're just not, they said. But you will notice that new content is becoming prioritized, which I think is good. I mean, that's the whole point of Instagram. I really didn't like that I was seeing like posts from 5 days ago, and it was confusing me. It was like there'd be an event going on and I'm like, oh my gosh, that person's in town, and oh no, this was 5 days ago. It's just very annoying stuff. So I really like that, but just keep that in mind that you'll want to really pay attention to when your audience is online, so you can get the most engagement right at the beginning, because that's when your photo or your video that you posted is going to be shown the most, is like as soon as you post it. So I used to find that posting around midnight worked really well for me for some reason, because I would hit the European followers that I have. That's like when they're waking up. That's like 6 a.m. over in France. And then as soon as my people here in America woke up, they would like it. But now I notice that that's not working as well, because a lot of my people here are asleep. So I find that posting a little bit earlier or a little bit later, like the next morning, is actually more effective. So just do some testing. If you have an Instagram business account, you can actually see analytics of when your people are online. So just do some testing, but you want to make sure that you're actually getting people when they're online. And it's really different for everybody. You can read articles all day long that say, oh, this time is better, but it really depends on your audience, really. But I will say there are some general bad times. Obviously when people are sleeping, like probably not 3 a.m., probably not 5 p.m. because that's when people are driving home, but a little bit after, like 5:36, I find is really effective because people are out of work and scrolling, so just think about those types of things, think about your audience, what they're doing, and test. And then the last thing is relationships. So what is the relationship to the person following you? The relationship between you and your followers has a lot to do with how they're being served up images now. So one of the best ways I know to illustrate this is think about the last person that you Instagram DM'd. I Instagram DM one person once, and like that's all that I see in my feed for like the next week. Think about whose stories you watch. Do you notice that your stories are prioritized, how they're served to you? And then if you watch somebody's stories like all the time, you see every single one of their pictures. So there's a couple ways that you can really manipulate this to your advantage. One thing is, yeah, post really good stories. I did do a video all about Instagram story hacks, and I'm actually recording probably like my best secret for Instagram stories. I'm gonna record that after this, so it should be coming out soon. But post really good stories that are engaging, that people like to watch, because that helps, you know, that's showing Instagram that they're interested in your content, and therefore they're probably gonna wanna see your pictures too. And then the other thing that you can do if you're a brand or personal brand, whatever, is encourage messages and just engagement in general. Of course, comments are good too, but maybe if you have a giveaway, encourage people to send a DM with something. I'm recording season 2 of the podcast right now, and I'm doing a giveaway, and one of the rules is that you have to send me a message on Instagram to enter. And I really did that so I could notify them, because email is always like nobody checks their email, so I always try to get social handles of people. But then I thought about it and I was like, hopefully that gives me a little bit of a boost too, because I know that that is something that Instagram is kind of doing now. So just think about things like that, tagging people or asking people to tag you. And again, like, you want to be very careful about this stuff. You don't want it to be very manipulative or like spammy. Make sure that it's not against the terms and conditions or anything like that. But yeah, maybe there is a giveaway that you want to do, and one of the rules for entry is that they have to post a picture and tag you in it. That's going to tell Instagram, hey, this account cares about this account enough to tag them in a picture, so we're gonna make sure that their stuff gets seen. I do just have to note too, one of the other things that I have noticed that's kind of been a change, this has been a change that's been happening further back than just this algorithm update, but hashtags. A lot of people ask me questions about hashtag strategy. Should I use all 30? Should I use none? Should I use 5? Should I blah, 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 whatever. I recommend using, you know, as many as are relevant. Let's say that. Like, you can use 30 if you have 30 powerful hashtags. And let me know if you guys want me to do a video all about hashtag strategy in general. But if you have 30 really powerful, relevant hashtags, use them. But if you're like finding yourself just racking your brain for the right hashtag, you probably don't need that many. And yeah, Instagram does not penalize you for using all 30 hashtags as far as I know. However, they will penalize you if you start using the same ones over and over and over again. So if you have, I know a lot of people just put in their notes app like their 30 hashtags that they use for every video. Don't do that. It's fine if you use a couple consistently, but if you're literally copy and pasting 30 hashtags, your reach is probably going to start declining. So I always try to mix it up, and you should be mixing it up anyway, because none of your pictures are exactly the same, right? I mean, very few of them are gonna be like the exact same content and, you know, subject matter and location and all of that. So try to make sure to customize it to whatever image that you're actually posting, because everything's gonna be a little bit different. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed it, and also make sure to thumbs up the video if it was helpful for you. And also, sharing is caring. I don't say that very often. I sound like a Barney video commercial TV show, but sharing is caring. Now I feel ridiculous. Make sure to share this video with a friend if you think that they would find this helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.